What is cracking, Hope Nation? It's your friendly neighborhood, Kevin Hines. And today is a great effing day.
Come on.
Welcome back to another unforgettable episode of the Hinesights podcast, where we explore the minds, the hearts, and the souls of extraordinary individuals making a mark on this world. And today we are honored to welcome a guest whose story, resilience, and talent will move you beyond words. He's an actor, he's a writer, he's a producer, and above all, he is a light. Today's guest is none other than the incomparable Pierson Fodé, a force of nature in Hollywood whose journey through personal adversity and mental health battles has made him not only a rising star, but a beacon of strength and vulnerability in an industry that often rewards the mask over the man. Pierson's got projects premiering on Netflix and Hulu this fall. Stay tuned, including The Wrong Paris with Miranda Cosgrove, Swiped with Lily James, and Merry Little Xmas with Alicia Silverstone. From his unforgettable performances in The Man from Toronto, Naomi and Elsie's No Kiss List, and The Real Bros of Semi Valley, Pierson's charisma on screen is undeniable. But behind the roles, behind the red carpets and the camera flashes, is a man who's fought battles many never see. Pierson lived with a traumatic brain injury, a condition that challenged his mental and emotional well-being and tested his very sense of identity. And yet he continues to show up and stand tall, and he is tall. You're going to see him in the thumbnail of this video standing next to me. I'm a tall 5'7", but he's way taller than that. And yet he continues to show up and stand tall every day and create the resonate on a soul-deep level. He's faced the darkest nights with grace, grit, and unmatched tenacity, refusing to be defined by any illness or struggle, and instead to choosing to define himself through courage, vulnerability, and an unstoppable work ethic. What's more, I'm proud to say that Pierson isn't just a guest today. He's one of my dearest friends. A brother in life and mission. He's walked beside me in this advocacy work in his own way, with a heart as big as his talent and a compassion that's rare in this world. He's funny, he's brilliant, he's grounded, and he's a beautiful human being inside and out, one of the finest I've ever known. This conversation will not only pull back the curtain on the highs and lows of Hollywood, but also spotlight the very real and raw and often invisible struggles of a traumatic brain injury and the power of hope inside it all. Healing and, of course, human connection, like we're doing right now. This is raw, real, and a radiant conversation you won't want to miss. So stay tuned, buckle up, get ready for Pierson Fodé on the Hinesights podcast. Pierson, welcome to the show, brother.
Pleasure to be here, man. Pleasure to be here. Big fan of your work. Big fan. Huge fan of your work, actually.
Huge fan.
Huge fan,
Huge
actually.
fan.
Number one
it's
fan.
It's amazing. Number one accordion.
Incredible.
I love your accordion.
You're the most handsome man I've ever seen, actually.
Well,
it's like looking in a mirror.
It's looking in a mirror. It's debatable.
Debatable. Large hands. Look at the size of these hands.
Look at the
so
size
large.
of my hands.
So large, so handsome. It's never stopped for years.
Oh, man, we get together and we do the Trump impersonation, and it makes us smile through and through.
Just gives us great material.
Great material. Okay, Pierson.
Okay.
First question of the day, possibly the most important question of all. How is your mental health today? Truly.
Oh, good. Are we allowed to cuss?
Cuss the shit out of it.
Dude, I woke up today. I felt like dog shit. I was so tired. But like mental health wise, good. It was good. But, you know, just tired. It was one of those days you wake up and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm tired. I don't want to get out of bed. I want to take a little bit of a nap already, and I just woke up. My body's sore. I've dropped like 20 pounds in the last 2 months to get cut for all these photo shoots and everything. That takes its own toll. Not fully engaged, so I threw on some David Goggins, hopped in a cold shower, and did some cold shower and some cold plunging, and got my head right and went for a run.
Good.
Yeah.
And did you run like Tom Cruise runs in Mission Impossible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Fingers up.
Yep.
Focus straight. Just arched back the entire time.
You know, he trained on how to run.
I believe that.
He learned how a marathon runner runs.
That actually,
or a sprinter.
That totally checks out because he's got great technique.
He's got great technique. How does he run so fast without slipping in dress shoes? That's what I want to know.
Dude, that's a great question, actually. 'Cause
You see him running down these slick areas, and like I saw one of them where it's raining.
Yeah.
He doesn't miss a beat.
No.
I'd break an ankle.
Dude, literally yesterday I was doing a photo shoot, and they're like, "Oh, we got to just hike up 10-foot grassy, hilly knoll in LA, maybe 20 feet. I don't know, whatever it was."
The second gunman on the grassy knoll.
One of those.
One of those.
One of those.
One of those.
Sniper right at the top. You know what I'm
Right
saying?
there, waiting for you.
And literally the entire time I had these dress shoes on. They were slicker than ice, and I was sliding down the entire time. I was like, man, I feel like an idiot right now. So however Tom does it, I want to know.
I have a theory.
Go on.
Sticky tape.
That checks out, actually. Maybe a little gaff tape at the
Like
bottom.
gaff tape at the bottom with edges.
That
So
checks.
it sticks and then it releases.
I like this.
And if that's not what he uses, Tom, I gave it right to you.
Yeah.
In the next Mission
Now you know.
Impossible, sticky ridge tape, if that's the thing. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Pierson,
Yeah.
can you share with us the first time you realized something was different in your brain? What happened what is this? Tell me about this traumatic brain injury. What happened?
Yeah. I just finished shooting a pilot. I think it was about 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And I got back, and I was kind of like, I was on a heater at that point. So I wanted to keep working, and my work ethic is pretty insane. And I just wasn't getting enough sleep, and I had gotten sick, and I called my doctor, and I was like, look, I'm sick. Can you prescribe me an antibiotic? He's like, oh, yeah, you just got to go into the urgent care to get an antibiotic prescription like that. And he's like, it would take forever to come and do a little general. So I go into urgent care, I get an antibiotic. It was a sinus infection. And I was like, great, this will kick the sickness in a couple days, and I'll be back up and running. I'm auditioning and testing for other projects. This is fantastic. And when I got home, took the first round of antibiotics. It's clindamycin, normal antibiotic that people use for sinus infections. Took it. Next day, I feel a little bit weird. I'm like, doesn't feel great, but whatever. So there's some side effects. And I knew I was allergic to penicillin because I always felt weird when I took that. Anyways, 3 days in, I called the doctor. I was like, hey, I feel way worse than I did when I started. Now, mind you, this isn't my general doctor. This is just the urgent care doctor. And she was like, well, that's kind of common. Do you have hives? Is your throat swelling? And I go, no, but something feels really off, and I don't know how to pinpoint it, but I'm significantly worse than I was when I started. She's like, well, just finish out the antibiotic. We don't want an antibiotic-resistant strain of bacteria in your system. And I was like, okay, great. Totally shouldn't have done that. It was a big mistake. Turns out I finished that antibiotic. I suppose the bacteria was gone, so that part worked. But I'm totally allergic to clindamycin, and it caused inflammation and swelling in my brain, which caused seizures, blackouts, arrhythmia, having total syncope. So you and I could be having a conversation, and I would start panicking because I'd reset in the middle of the conversation. I'd forget where I was, who I was talking to. All of my short-term memory just fucking left. And then my long-term memories just started slowly peeling back over the next month to 3 months, to the point where I would look in the mirror and I couldn't figure out who the guy was in the mirror. And so it was a total disassociation from my identity, friends, people. I had roommates, but I would see them and it was just like kind of normal, but I was just like, I think something's wrong with me. They didn't know. And I'm the workaholic that I am. So they just thought I was just working in my room. I wasn't. I was having brain damage. And it was my buddy Derek who called me to come over and do a self-tape at one point. And he shows up at the house, and Derek Augustine, look him up.
Shout out,
He's
Derek.
a handsome young gentleman, very unforgettable. Also, he's been one of my best friends for years at this point. And he shows up to my house, and we live down the street from each other. So we normally just like walk in the door, set up our self-tape equipment. He knocks on the door, shows up. I go, hey, what's going on? He walks in. I was like, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean, what am I doing? Setting up the self-tape. I was like, self-tape? What are you talking about? And he's like, dude, I literally just got off the phone with you. We're shooting the self-tape. We have a pilot audition. I have to shoot this like right now. I have to get it in. He's like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I know you, right? And he was like, are you fucking around with me? I was like, no, dude, I'm not. I feel like I know you. And again, if you see Derek, he's unforgettable. He's a fucking handsome dude. You just won't forget him. Also, best friend. So I should know who this guy is. He cues that I have something mentally very wrong at that moment. He's like, okay, self-tape not happening today. I'll figure it out. What's your doctor's name? And I was like, I don't know. Thankfully, I had this neurologist that I was working with for chronic insomnia for the last 6 years at that point, or 4 years. And I go, oh, I think this is the guy. And I hand him that. Where I had the wherewithal to hand him that was great. And he goes, great, we're going to go to the hospital right now. So he takes me to the hospital, and we walk in, and my neurologist is like, what are you doing here? I go, I don't know. Oh, by the way, just skipping over some fun beats here. On the way over, apparently I tried to jump out of the car on the freeway because I thought we were stopped at some point. We were going like 70 miles an hour. I was like, oh my God. And I was saying some crazy shit. I was like, I grabbed his door handle. I completely lucid. I thought I was having a dream, and just saying crazy shit apparently. And he was like, dude, there's something so fucking wrong with your brain right now. I'm like, I guess so. I'm sure there is. We'll find out. And I get to the hospital, my neurologist clinic, and he's like, all right, well, I've got patients in front of you, but I can see you in like 30 minutes. So we're waiting there. And he hooks me up to, the usual armband and everything, and has me stand up, and I immediately just pass out and fall into the chair. And he's like, oh, shit. All right, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really know why I'm here. I don't even know how I got here. He's like, what? So I kind of tried describing the symptoms. I've been taking some notes in my iPhone, trying to figure out what's going on. And he reads it, and it looks like the writings of a madman. And he's like, all right, when did this start? And I had pointed to the antibiotic. He goes, I've never heard of this. I don't know what this is, but you've got problems. He goes, it sounds like you're having seizures at home. I'm going to put you on an EKG machine that you take home with you, so it monitors your brain activity. I think that's EKG. Yeah, find out. And then a heart monitor as well over the next 2 weeks. So I'm walking around looking like an avatar. I've got this giant sock tube over my head for the next three days, which is fucking hilarious. And I've got a heart monitor on, and it just sees my heart rate go from like 160 to 80 in a matter of like a couple of seconds, and that's when you pass out real quick, or even lower than that. I don't remember the exact numbers. I had brain damage. It happens. And then the brain monitor was just showing these weird like electrical spikes, which is his cue to say, okay, you are having seizures when you're not with us. They weren't like a grand mal seizure, whereas the big ones where your whole body tenses up, it's just enough to like throw you on the ground, and then your brain has a little damage inside of it, and you just forget moments in time, but pass out, don't remember. And the recovery process was crazy because it felt like you were having, I don't know if you ever saw the movie Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
I did, yeah.
Johnny Depp is having a crazy acid trip.
Yeah.
It's like that mixed with Memento, where everything is just resetting all the time. So everywhere you're going, you don't know where you are. You don't know who you're talking to. Every like 20 seconds to 20 minutes.
Give yourself tattoos all over your body?
I had notes everywhere. I had Post-it notes all over the house. Wow. Yeah. And in my phone, just to remind me of like what was going on. And I had friends that were taking notes on me because they were so weirded out by what was happening, because this is not normal for me. It was a long healing process because it's not something that's very common, and it's not well studied. I found out later that there are a lot of black box warnings on antibiotics. Some people have had paralysis, full quadriplegic paralysis, or what's the bottom half is only loss of your legs? Paraplegic. I just watched this video of another guy who lost like his ability to like breathe properly, his arms dead, like all kinds of crazy stuff happens with these antibiotics. There should be a test. There should definitely be a test to see if you're allergic to some of these antibiotics. I think I kind of got out relatively lucky. I've gotten most of my memory back. There's still pieces that are just totally wiped. Wow. I'll see a photo of something or a video and I'll be like, don't know when that happened. I was talking to a girl at the time. Apparently I just ghosted her, as I did with most people during that window of time. Yeah. And I saw her like 6 months later. She's like, what happened to you? I go, what I know your face. What do you mean? And she's like, we were like talking for a long time and you just ghosted me out of nowhere. And I go, I would never ghost you. That's crazy. I did? And she was like, yeah. I go, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had brain damage. Working with my neurologist, I did a lot of studying online in the process. I did cognitive behavioral therapy, physical therapy. I couldn't go from like a walk to a run. I mechanically couldn't figure out how it worked. I would just like trip over my own feet. Weird stuff. Lost a lot of like speech patterns, words, vocabulary got really disintegrated. And it took a couple of years to really rebuild all of that structure back up to where it is now. Yeah, it takes time, man. It's a weird process, but brain injury is a weird one because you just don't see it. It's not like a cut or a wound where you're like, oh, now it's healed.
Yeah.
That scar is gone. It's really healed. It just is what it is. And even my neurologist was like, dude, it just takes time. You could be like this for the rest of your life. We don't know.
Wow.
But yeah, once we got the swelling under control, the antibiotic was what we assumed to be fully out of my system. I just got back on a really intense health kick of like trying to get my brain and body back in order.
What did you do to help get your brain back in order? What were the techniques you used?
Yeah, so for the cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the specific things was like as much sleep as I could possibly get, which I have chronic insomnia, so that's a bit of a challenge in itself.
Yeah.
But then also going for a run first thing in the morning, fasted runs, increases your brain-derived nootropic factor by like 20 to 40%.
Oh.
That's release, which helps stimulate new neural growth. So I'll do that first thing in the morning. Cold shower, anything to help like jumpstart your system like that. Also taking lots of like fish oils, the omega-3s and like good fats are really great for your brain to repair and recover. Creatine is one of those weird things that's like extremely helpful for people with even dementia and Alzheimer's. They're doing lots of studies with that, but it helps retain water in the system, especially in your brain, and recover and repair itself. This is a bit of a more controversial one, but I have a friend that's doing studies at Johns Hopkins that told me to start microdosing mushrooms, psilocybin, and that helped with my neural growth specifically.
Did you do it?
Yep, I did.
And it really helped?
So much,
Well,
significantly.
Okay, for the folks that are cautious of that, worried about that,
Yeah.
On the kind of fence,
Yeah.
Can you define exactly how it helped?
Yeah. The biggest way that I could see that it helped were two specific things. One, I was in a really, really crippling, depressive, and anxious cycle because I couldn't figure out who I was, let alone the person in front of me, let alone where I was, what was happening. It just all felt like a really bad nightmare every day. Every few seconds, it was like a panic attack nightmare. So with the psilocybin, it improved my overall mood quality. It's like, I want to say it was like a dopamine boost, but it wasn't like that. It was something that just, I was happier, significantly happier, and it allowed myself to be at a little bit of peace to work through the issues at hand. Yeah. The other thing that they were doing studies on at Johns Hopkins was it allows, like when you see your brain on psilocybin, all of the neurons light up in your brain. Everything gets connected and actually helps stimulate more neural growth. So I'd take that in combination with the lion's mane, with the chaga, with the reishi, with everything else, and the omegas, and the creatine, and the fasted morning runs, and going and working out every single day. And that really helped improve. And I noticed significantly, I was able to grab words that I couldn't find previously. I was able to grab certain memories that I could like look at a picture and just really think on it for a little while and just find that memory again. And granted, it's not perfect. It didn't bring it all back, but it went from what was like a really slow crawl trying to recover certain things to, 50, 60% faster than what it would have been or where it was.
Yeah.
That was huge for me. Dude, 1% was better than where it was, And this isn't medical advice. I'm not saying anybody should do it. I should go do it with your doctor.
Talk to your doctor to see if this makes sense for you in your situation.
Yeah.
Pierson's situation is much different than your situation.
Yeah.
Don't just take Pierson's words as gospel.
Yeah.
Unless he's singing, because he's got an incredible voice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But no, it was literally every single day just pushing myself to do something hard and difficult to challenge my brain to improve itself. And that was one of the things in cognitive behavioral therapy that I learned about. They're like, you have to force it, especially when it's challenging. That's when you're going to actually feel some neural growth.
So it's really important to just pause for a minute there, because, you know, people who fear therapy or are therapy adverse, I think that cognitive behavioral therapy specifically is great, because you're setting highly achievable goals in a 2-week to 3-week period right before your next session. So you're actually achieving the goals you're setting before you get to your next session, which helps you in a great way because you feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Which is really important for someone who's going through, whether it's a mental health, physical health, a dual problem.
Yeah.
You know, you get to that, oh, I did this, I got through it, I was successful, next step.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time.
Pierson, let's switch topics just for a minute. What has it been like? You've been in the Hollywood arena for a while now. You've been you've trained as an actor. You've been in many series and movies and episodes. And what is it like navigating a career in Hollywood while managing what you may still be going on with your brain? And what's it like for you personally behind the scenes?
It was weird when it happened. I essentially lost 3 months of my life were just toast.
Wow.
6 months were dedicated towards mainly the recovery. I shot an audition like 4 or 5 months into the recovery process, and it was me and my coach, Dennis Lavelle, and I shot, I think, 80 takes of this scene that should have been very easy for me. Normally, like previous to this, I was on Bold and Beautiful. I was a soap opera, and I could memorize, 40 to 80 pages of a script in a day. It was really, really easy for me. Yeah. This audition specifically was 2 pages. I couldn't memorize the first 3 lines of dialogue. We shot it 80 times, 90 times, somewhere in that range, and he finally just stops and goes, "We're done."
Oh, man.
And he goes, "It's not getting any better. You're stressing yourself out. You need to go home." He's like, "You're freaking yourself out over the fact that you can't do this, and it's only getting worse. Go take a nap. We're going to send it in. It's going to be okay. There will be more." And I did. And that was the best advice, because I was freaking out over it. I was like, what's wrong with me? I can't fucking do this. But then when I started the recovery process and the routines that I was on, more and more, that actually pushed me even harder to like really get on top of my health, my diet, my health, my routines, my workout, everything. I just isolated and made sure that I was focused on that. And within about, I would say 9 months, I was at the stage where I was really ready to get back on top of things, but it slowed my career down in a massive way. Yeah. To be honest, I try not to talk about it a whole lot, especially in front of like producers or anybody like that, because it could worry them that, oh, he had seizures, he has traumatic brain injury. Is this going to affect our budgeting? Are we going to have a health inspector on set? What's going to go on? I'm like, no, you're fine. Like I'm good. Everything that is happening now, I can manage relatively easily. Yeah. But yeah, it took a definite toll in the immediate and the upfront. The acute aspect of it was serious. Long term, there's little things that I'll catch myself doing where I'm like, oh, okay, that's maybe a little bit of an artifact of the brain injury. We'll work on that now. I think maybe one of 2 things in that aspect is, one, it gives me a lot of empathy when I see other people that have gone through something similar or some other form of brain injury where, again, it's not an open wound or it's not a broken arm where you can just be like, I know what that is. That thing sucks. Yeah. But this thing sucks just as bad. It's just you can't see it with your eyes. Yeah. So it gives me a lot of empathy for people like that. I think Emilia Clarke had like seizures that she was going through after Game of Thrones, and she went through a lot of really big problems with that. It's caused some problems, but the other side of it is given me a lot of empathy, and it's allowed me to focus in and work a lot harder on becoming a much better version of myself and a much more aware version of things that could affect me and my life long term And I'm a lot more careful about what I put into my body or allow around me, people-wise and nutrition-wise. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate your modus operandi there. It's
Yeah.
good. Was there ever a moment during all that struggle that you considered walking away from Hollywood entirely?
Yeah. Yeah, that first 3 months, I thought I was toast.
Yeah, it's your toast. And
Yeah.
what did that feel like when something you really wanted for a long time,
Yeah.
and you were going to walk away? What was going on in your mind?
Well, yeah. When you're like 3 months deep in that and you still can't remember your own name half the time, the dream, your purpose, your why, it's pretty crippling. The anxiety and depression that comes from all of that, literally just not knowing who you are, let alone when you do remember moments of it, you're like, oh my God, I'll never be the same. It's like some people, if you've ever smoked weed and had a panic attack on weed and you think my brain's done, I'm done, and you start going to that spiral. That is like that, but for 3 months straight. So it's pretty fucking depressing. It's pretty crippling. And yeah, I remember thinking in my more lucid moments, well, this may be the end. May just drive into the other side of traffic if I have to stay like this for the rest of my life. I was like, maybe I'll move back to the farm, but I don't want to be more or less, I was kind of like a vegetable. It was like a high functioning vegetable. I just could see things and operate, but there wasn't a whole lot going on behind my eyes outside of panic. Yeah. But that was a weird stage for sure.
That's heartbreaking to think about as your friend. And I think that I couldn't be more glad. I know I met you after this occurred, but you were still dealing with some of it.
Mm-hmm.
And as your friend, I'm grateful to the heavens above that you're doing so much better.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man.
I just want to point out, like, before, when you're at that stage, obviously those are the thoughts that come with those things. Yeah. But if you're able to have those thoughts, the second part of those thoughts should be accompanied by, okay, if I have the energy to at least get up and get into my car and drive into the other side of traffic, maybe I should go for a walk first.
I love that. So it's very simply put, your thoughts don't have to become your actions.
Yeah.
They can simply be your thoughts.
Yep.
If your thoughts are dangerous to yourself or others, turn to the next person you meet, see or know, say 4 simple but very effective words, I need help now.
Yes.
And don't stop saying, I need help now, until one person is willing to answer the call.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's your parents, it's your friends, it's a roommate. I don't care who it is. Be upfront with them.
And keep going until you find someone willing to be there for you.
Yeah.
Pierson, you have portrayed a wide range of characters in your career. How has your lived experience shaped your acting process and emotional depth?
That's a good question. I think growing up on a farm gave me a work ethic that is pretty rare in general. I don't want to say just limited to the acting industry or entertainment, but like in general, I don't know a lot of people that have like a really tenacious work ethic like I see in sight of farmers. It's just, you're up before the sun rises, you're in bed after it sets. I learned this from my mom and dad. They're animals. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's that old school mentality of you just do it till the job is done.
Yeah.
And I think that's allowed me to dig into places that feel deeply uncomfortable, and specifically with things that have happened to me, whether it's TBI or just terrible experiences in life, and allowed me to see those, feel them, use them, dig into them, and hopefully allow that empathy to kind of play onto the characters that I portray. And hopefully that plays on screen. I think it has in a lot of ways.
It plays on screen.
Yeah.
I'll say it. So if you haven't seen Pierson Fodé's work, get on the ball, and it's Fode with an apostrophe.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
All right. Pierson, briefly, give a shout out to Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad, Robin and Ron Fodé.
Robin
Fodé
and
Farms.
Ron. I want to meet Robin and Ron.
You know what? You should come up to the farm sometime.
I'm ready.
They'd love you, dude.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lift a bale of hay, though.
No, you're going to lift a bale of hay.
I have a metal plate in my back.
No, there's light ones.
There's light ones?
Yeah, we do the straw bales.
I'll lift a straw bale.
Yeah, it's easy.
I'll
It's
make
like
it happen.
30 pounds.
I'll toss it up to the hail bayer thingamajig.
That's easy.
There, the thingamajig.
The thingamajig.
The thingamajig. Okay.
You're gonna buck the bales onto the elevator.
I'm gonna buck the bales onto the elevator.
That's what I'm talking about. It's nothing.
What role, if you can choose one, has been the most cathartic or healing you ever played, and why?
That's a good question too. It's weird. Each of them's had a different kind of impact in my life because each of them's such a different character.
Yeah.
I think one of the more fun ones was Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List. It was amongst the first movies that I did. As me and Victoria Justice, and it's about a girl who loves a boy who loves a boy. I was a boy who loves a boy. It was her boyfriend. I steal her man. It happens. It happens. It happens. But that was a really fun role because it was challenging. It was something I hadn't done before. I was portraying a character who's still coming into terms with his sexual identity, but is pretty comfortable at this point in his life. And I got to interview some really incredible people and take their advice and kind of layer it over the character and their lived experiences. One character, or one of the people that I pulled from, was my uncle, who was openly gay. And then another was a mentor, actually two of my mentors, who I don't know if they're open about everything entirely, but they gave me a lot of really, really great insight. And each of them was from a different generation of coming out. One was 80 years old, another was in his early 50s, the other was 40s. And some of my friends who were my age were telling me about their experience. And it's so different generationally of how their experience was. And when we shot that movie, it was so cool to have all of their support behind me of portraying this character. And then on top of that, the cast and the crew were incredible. It was just such a lovely experience that I won't forget. And actually, while we were filming the movie, my dad had a heart attack while we were shooting on a day that I thankfully had to cry, which was great. And I remember just being in New York, and I got the call that Dad was in surgery. I stopped, and I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know if I can keep shooting right now. I had to take a minute. I get back on set, and I'm trying to kind of push through and just not bring my life into it, because I couldn't fly home. He was already in surgery. There's nothing I could do at that point. And my mom was like, look, we think he's going to be fine. This was his second or third one that he's had, but it was pretty significant. And I just had to take a break in the middle of one of the scenes, and I was like, hey, can I just have a minute? And I go into the stairwell at this apartment complex. I just started crying. And then one of the producers, John DeVisi, came in. He's like, what's going on? I was like, my dad's in surgery, having heart surgery right now. I'm struggling. And he just gave me a hug, and I cried more, and he started crying, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I feel better. And he's like, let me grab our director really quick. So Krista Hangy comes in, and then our producer, our executive producer, the financier, Skip Plintworth, comes in, and they all just hugged me. And we all cried for 5-10 minutes together. And it was one of those moments where I just felt so loved on set.
Yeah.
And so supported by this incredible team of filmmakers, but just incredible people in general, which was a really special moment. And Dad survived. He's had 8 heart attacks in total now.
Good Lord, Dad.
He's collecting them like Pokemon
I hope
cards.
you have 40 more lives.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Yeah, please take it easy. But that was a pretty informative moment in my life where I was challenged with a character that I'd never portrayed before, that I had the support of some really incredible friends.
Yeah.
And then when things got really hard on set, I had the support of the team around me, and it just left an impact on my life that I won't forget.
Wow.
Yeah.
The moment you shared in the stairwell, everyone hugging you, crying, it just sparked in my mind the moment in Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers, where they all hug Bob, aka the Sentry.
Yeah.
In a moment of true peer support, they've gone from no spoilers, but they've gone from complete battling enemies to pulling him out of the void.
Yep.
And I feel a sense of that in there, which is really cool.
Dude, that scene specifically, it got me.
Oh my God.
It got me.
Had to have.
Yeah, because it perfect example.
It's that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I think that's the point of this podcast in the sense is that when you see someone in active emotional pain, don't turn around and walk away. Mm-hmm. Don't ignore their struggle. Don't pretend it's not happening. Walk up and say, "Are you okay? Is something wrong? Or can I help you?"
Yeah.
And on that note, to put it all full circle, just to tap into my story, when I went to the Golden Gate Bridge to take my life, all I wanted or needed was for one person to say, "Are you okay? Is something wrong? Or can I help you?" I made a pact with myself. If one person says those things, I won't die today.
Yeah.
And of course, on that bus there, no one said these words. No one even looked up, except for one man who said, "What the hell's wrong with that kid?" while laughing at me crying. And so you get to the bridge, and then the woman who asked me to take her picture. Then I think, well, nobody fucking cares. And it was the furthest thing from the truth. Mm-hmm. And that moment you shared, that moment of peer support, we all need to be that for people in pain. If we are sane and well, and we see someone struggling, I feel like it's our duty.
Yeah.
To, yes, like you said, empathize, have compassion, but more importantly, take action.
Yep.
Take action.
Yeah.
Don't let it just pass you by.
Question for you, what was one of the biggest roles that somebody played after that moment in taking action in your life?
You know, I have to give it up to my wife, the great Margaret Hines. Round of applause to Margaret
She's
Hines.
awesome.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Yes. Margaret met me at my lowest point. In my third of 10 psych ward stays, third involuntary, forced in against my will because of psychosis and suicidal crisis. And she eventually wrapped me in with open arms, accepted me as who I am and was, never once judged me for the diagnosis I have of bipolar disorder or the many struggles I've had. For me, it was love at first sight. For her, it took a little longer. But ultimately, she fell deeply in love with me as well. And we've been 19 years married and 21 years together.
Wow.
And I always say this, I'll always say it, she's the greatest gift I have ever received next to my faith in God. The greatest gift I'll ever receive. And I know that. And she's my superhero. You know, I love comic books, I love comic book fandom, but she's the real hero in this story. And no matter how much I struggle when I do, because I do, she always picks me up and holds me tight, and together we move forward. And that kind of unconditional love is what I think people dream about.
Yeah.
That maybe some people don't get to have that sometimes. And I couldn't be more grateful for the blessing that is Margaret.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you give me an example of like a moment that she's picked you up?
Yeah, man. I'll give you a harsh example. Like we were, it was right before my ninth psych ward stay. I came home and I was determined. I was going to go back to the Golden Gate Bridge, tie an anvil to my legs, and do it right this time. And it's a little non-traditional, but she goes, "Well, fuck it. If you're going to go, I'm going to go. We'll jump together." And I was like, "What?" And it shocked me out of the moment. And I was like, wait, what? I don't want you to die. You're the most important person in my life. You can't do that. But here I am saying I'm going to do it. I said, you can't do that. Don't do that. No, don't. And she got in the car, got her purse, got in the car. And she starts backing out of the driveway. And I'm running down the driveway. What are you doing? And she's like, get in the car. And I got in the car. She's like, we're going together. And I was like, what? No, we can't. Margaret, please. You don't want to do this. I don't want you to die. This is my journey. You can't. And she's like, Kevin, we're going to the hospital, you idiot. And I was like, oh my God. She tricked me. It was just to get me in the car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Otherwise it would have been a hassle. And the tactical way she did it was to shock me, to confuse me, because she needed to in that moment.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, in the car I go, this isn't proper suicide prevention. And she goes, fuck proper suicide prevention. We're going to the hospital. And it's like, oh my God. So, like those moments, although some of that might feel traumatic and difficult, like, get to -0 and just take a baseline moment. Like, she stopped me from what I was doing.
Yeah.
And she saved my fucking life.
Yeah.
She has been that rock for me countless times.
Yeah.
And I've had people say to me, Kevin, don't you feel like in a way you are a burden because of that, because of those instances? And Margaret will chime in and go, he's never been a burden a day in his life. That's what unconditional love is. You can't be a burden to someone who loves you unconditionally.
That's big.
I can't say that I have unconditional love from anybody else than Margaret.
Yeah.
I can't say it because it wouldn't be true. I've loved, but not unconditional love. She has shaped, in a way, the last 20 years of my life to be some of the happiest times I can possibly imagine. Even in the 7 psych ward stays I was in with her, being married to her.
Yeah.
So she's been through a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Back to you, sir, and stop making me cry.
Because you're so handsome, I can't help it. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You asked me this, and I think I kind of want to expand on it too. But
yeah, come on.
What are the tools that you use when you're in those places?
So one of the biggest things I do, because it's something I've always loved since wrestling days. I was a WCL champion wrestler, won the title at JV level for varsity. When I am in a dark place now, Margaret or I will go, it's time to get down and do 50 push-ups. Get down and do the work.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
I put on some weight recently. I'm trying to get back into the epitome of health and fitness and well-being, but more for my brain health, really. More for it's not about the 6-pack abs for me. It's about eating to feed my brain to feel good, healthy-wise. But when you do that well, you get there anyway. But so the 50 push-ups thing is like really a trademark of mine. Like I'll just get down and I'll do 30, then I'll pause and I'll do 20 more. And it kind of pivots me into going, I got this.
Yep.
I got this. And then, in a moment, if I dip down again, I just get down and do 50 more.
Good.
So I was by definition a bodybuilder for years after football, and it was an incredible gift to my mental health. The problem I'm having now is that because of my back injury, because of the metal plate cage and 4 pins inside my back that are causing insurmountable pain most days, it is very, very hard for me to train like the animal I used to.
Right. And
when I trained like an animal, I felt the best in my life.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that endorphin high, but more importantly, it gives you that lasting effect of physical to brain health. Yep. And if you're eating, anti-inflammatory meals most days, you're really seeing that benefit. And I've been struggling with both those things. And I'll be very frank with you, I really do hope I can get to some level of a lessened physical toll on my body from the back pain, and get back to training like I was. My doctors don't think I can do it because of the level of pressure that is on my lower back, because the metal in my body. But I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
And when doctors tell me I can't do things, I'm not trying to prove them wrong, but when I know I can do something, I will.
Yeah.
So I have to find a workaround.
Yeah.
One of the things that a doctor recently told me was that, Kevin, you should really try swimming, because it works out every muscle in the body, including your tongue. And it's the only workout that works out every single muscle in the entire body. And it's very light on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think I need to implement that into reality and shift how I feel mentally in that state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Have you looked into like stem cell therapy and things like that before?
You know, I haven't, and you are the third person that has suggested it.
Yeah.
And I think a trip to Panama needs to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I've had friends that they don't still have metal plates in their back, but I think that's going to be obviously the main challenge, right? But
yeah,
they've had surgeries that have recovered pretty well. But again, I'm not a doctor.
No, I know you're not a doctor, but you play one on TV.
I played one on TV.
You play one on TV.
Very good.
The handsomest doctor. Okay, what are some practical ways the film industry can better support actors and creatives dealing with mental health challenges, in your opinion?
That's a good question. I think actually, in the last maybe 5 years, people have gotten pretty cognizant of mental health and awareness in the industry. Doesn't mean they're always dealing with it the right way, but they've become a lot more supportive of people dealing with depression or anxiety or different things like that. There should maybe be some more practical application to what you can do real time to support somebody.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of great resources to reach out. There's a lot of unions that give you resource hotlines and things like that. I think that's great, but sometimes you need somebody to just be like, hey, drop and give me 20 kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Physically change your body to change your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's...
You should write that book.
I'd love to. We should write it together.
Let's write it. Physically change your body to change your mind.
Yeah.
I'm writing that book.
We should.
And I'll lose my gut in the process.
Let's do it.
Come on.
I'm down.
All right.
I'm super down with that.
Let's do it.
But I think that's something that I don't know, there should be some real world application stuff that you can do in real time to really help people. I think that's a big part of maybe what we're missing in a lot of ways. It's that thing that you're just talking about, but I think I heard Andrew Huberman talking about this, but there's a study that was out, but they were just look, if you're in that depressive cycle or that anxious cycle, a lot of times if you literally just do something difficult, physically difficult, you can trick your mind into overcoming this other thing that was, holding you in a cycle, in a little spiral, ruminating on this thought. And then suddenly the other things throughout your day become easier.
Yeah.
And it's just a psychological trick that you can physically trick yourself out of that.
I love that. And speaking of Andrew Huberman and Joe Rogan in the last 3 months or 4 months, both reference my story on their podcast.
Do they really?
So I feel, hi, Andrew. Hi, Joe.
Hey, guys.
Love you guys. You guys are incredible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side note, those were some of the guys that I watched for brain health.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
They got it down pat. They're incredible. Pearson, when you, a selfish question.
Yeah.
When you met me, what did you think?
Awesome.
Awesome.
I love this guy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just, we bonded immediately.
We bromanced.
Yeah, we bromanced
We
so hard.
bromanced the heck out of it.
It was great.
We still are.
Yeah.
We're in a bromance. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that
You
at all.
shut your
We should
mouth.
have a bromance.
You shut the hell up.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Get off our nuts.
No, I'm telling the audience. Shut up. I'm sorry. I take it back.
We take it back.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe, comment down below, hit that bell for notifications. You know what to do.
If you could give a message to your younger self, one just starting out in film, full of potential uncertainty, what would you say?
It's going to be hard as shit.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Be prepared for that.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going. You got to, I think if you're going to do anything different, or you want to be great at something, or you want to do something that's just outside of the normal, you can't do anything normal. And you have to expect everybody to think you're fucking crazy while you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be extremely difficult because there's no blueprint, especially in the entertainment industry. It's not like you can go to school and suddenly you're in a movie. It doesn't work that way. Some people have never gone to school and they get an Oscar. There's some people that have gone to school their whole lives and they can't even get an agent. There is no blueprint for doing things that are outside of the normal. And it is going to be just you by yourself, encouraging yourself for years before anybody else jumps on board. And in fact, most of the people that you think should be there encouraging you will be discouraging you. So if you can't handle somebody coming up and being like, you should quit, you should stop, you're not good. Like if I were to tell you right now, if you should quit, you should stop, you're not good, it's not gonna work out. Have a plan B. If you're not willing to take that day after day by peers, by loved ones, by friends, by people you don't even know, people you thought you looked up to, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Take it on the chin. Take it on the chin like a champ. It's gonna happen. I've had fallouts with family members that still won't talk to me. I have had fallouts with friends and pastors and all kinds of people that I looked up to a lot. I was raised very Christian. I'm agnostic now, but like I still believe in God. And I think there's a long curve to challenging yourself to try and do something different to be great. You got to treat it like war almost. You know, you've got to mentally prepare every single day and physically prepare every single day for the attack for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it, get the fuck out of the way because there's somebody else that will.
Preparation is one of the largest keys to success.
Yes.
To overwhelming success.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And to that, the amount of times that somebody said, "Oh man, you're lucky," I want to slap them in their mouth, or the phrase that annoys me the most, "It must be nice," and I'm like, "Oh,
you little shit!
Shut the fuck up, dude! You don't know how much I've sacrificed, how many things I've given up, how much work I've put in, how many nights I didn't sleep, how hard I've worked at this, to just get to where I am. I'm not even Tom Cruise level. You know, I'm not even.
Once you run like him,
then I will be.
In a movie, with the sticky grid tape.
Then I will be.
You're gonna be good.
That's the key. But you know, it's just you don't see the work behind the scenes. So to that younger self, just crush it, dude.
Crush it. Keep going. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I love watching you out here doing your thing. I don't know anything about the acting world. I tried to be an actor in high school and college, and then I found a different passion in behind the camera and filmmaking. But I love watching you shine.
Oh, thanks, man.
And I love watching you do the things you do because it's you have a gift.
Thank you.
And your gift needs to be shared.
Thanks. Same
Pierson, thank you, brother. Pierson, last question,
Mm-hmm.
and I want you to really think about this. What does legacy mean to you now, and what do you hope people remember about the life and light of the great Pierson Fodé?
Ooh, the great Pierson Fodé. Legacy is an accumulation of all the things, good or bad, that we've done in our lives that we pass on to those that live beyond us, right? I hope to leave a legacy of grit, of great achievements, of pushing my own boundaries and making the world a better place through film, through TV, through telling stories, through inspiring people through stories. And I hope to push, at some point, the industry to do better overall. And it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not good at everything. But I hope to push myself beyond what I think I'm capable of every single day. And I hope that inspires somebody else, some other kid on a farm or anywhere in the world that sees my story or a story that I tell on TV or in a movie, to push themselves really hard to chase their dream, despite all the obstacles and all the odds. Throw on some David Goggins and go out there and chase it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Burn the boats. Go all the way. Because at some point you're going to die anyways. Why not die trying to chase the thing that you care about the most?
Wow. You know, that's a really important point to end on, Pierson. We're all going to pass away someday. None of us have cracked the code to immortality. Give yourself time, hard work, energy, effort to keep going. Hard work, because nothing good ever came without it. Do the work. Things will change for you. And Pierson, I hope for you. I hope to see you on the Oscar stage with them handing you the gold and I can get to say from my viewing party at home, I love that guy. I knew he could do it, and he did it. Thank you, Pierson Fodé.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin Hines.
Love you, brother.
I love you.
All right.
You handsome man.
Be well, take care, and whatever the hell you do, be here tomorrow and every single damn day after that. If nobody else says it today, we love you and we want you to stay. See ya.
Amen.